You pride yourself on never getting angry. You think your good temper is a sign of high EQ, but what if I told you that your inability to feel rage is actually a symptom of a broken self? High EQ isn't about being nice. It's not about being the most helpful person in your social circle. Real EQ is the courage to feel your own pain without apologizing for it. Toad, the hero of our book today, thought he was a nice guy. He realized too late that he wasn't nice. He was just invisible to himself. Today, we're exploring counseling for toads, and why your emotional silence is more dangerous than you think than the classic counseling for toads. We meet a character who has everything: a grand house, a social status, a circle of friends. Yet, he is collapsing. When he finally sits across from the counselor, he's asked a simple question. How are you feeling? Toad starts talking about his house, his friends, his schedule. He talks about doing. He can't talk about being. He literally asks the doctor, "What do you mean by feelings?" Most of us are Toad. We've been adapted children for so long that we've lost the vocabulary for our own hearts. We've learned that being good means being quiet. We've learned that being mature means burying the lead. Heron, the counselor, uses a concept called transactional analysis. It suggests we operate in 3 states: the child, the parent, and the adult. Toad is trapped in the adapted child state. He spends his energy trying to win approval, trying not to upset the parents in his life, even the ones who aren't there anymore. Let's look at the reality of our modern lives. I've seen this pattern over and over in high-pressure professional environments. For a long time, I operated this way too. I was the reliable partner, the one who never started an argument. I hated conflict so much that I would smile and agree, even when I knew a decision was a disaster. I called it professionalism. I thought it was my greatest strength. But here was the hidden cost. I was agreeing to work I didn't believe in, for outcomes I couldn't support. And when the failure inevitably happened, I was the one left cleaning up the debris, taking responsibility for a path I never chose. I was paying a heavy tax for a peace I didn't even enjoy. When you suppress your anger, it doesn't just disappear. It turns inward. It becomes fatigue. It becomes that mystery back pain. It becomes a deep, hollow resentment that you can't quite name. Think about your social life here in a city like Melbourne. We go to the coffee dates. We nod through the school gate small talk. We curate our images. We are so busy managing the front stage of our lives that our backstage, our true feelings, becomes a landfill of unprocessed pain. True, high EQ is not the absence of negative emotions. If you can't feel anger, you have no boundaries. People will walk right through you. We were taught that being emotional is a weakness. That's a lie. Being emotional is your internal navigation system. Toad's journey back to health only began when he allowed himself to say, "I am angry, and I have a right to be." So, the next time someone asks you how you're feeling, don't give them your schedule. Don't list your to-dos. Take 5 seconds. Breathe. Find the real answer. It might be ugly. It might be, "I am overwhelmed," or "I am furious." And that's okay. In fact, it's the most honest. High EQ thing you've done in years. Stop being a good toad. Start being a real human. This is Agora. See you next time.